Welcome.
Greetings. I am David Zokaitis, and like normal, here to talk about civil rights. Last fall, you all know that I was detained by 4 cops who were not very generous. So I keep coming back because the motivation for such an event is kind of complicated and there's a lot of components. Well, one reason why police get to do this kind of stuff is because the government says they can. So I've filed complaints with city government and state government and federal government, and pretty much just want me to go away and never come back. No response. So we might all ask ourselves, well, how bad is it really? Well, in my case, I was detained for 30 minutes and they tried to terrify me and they tried to set me up, but I walked away from it and didn't get beat up and didn't go to jail. But there are cases in this country where things have been much, much worse. So if we're asking ourselves how bad can it get, well, we should review some of the much, much worse cases. I direct your attention to the Sean Bell shooting incident in New York City. Happened in November 25th, 2006, when 3 men were shot 50 times. That's quite a few times for police officers to shoot at other people, 50 times. Not guilty. No, that should be quite disconcerting. 50 bullets are fired, nobody goes to jail. They go to the morgue, but not to the jail. So here's another case. This was in 2012. Timothy Russell and Melissa Williams were shot 137 times. Almost unfathomable. How can you put that many bullets into a couple of people? One of the officers apparently fired his gun 49 times, and he was so interested in killing people that he got excited enough to jump up on the hood of the car and fire 15 more bullets. And these guys were all, found not guilty. So if you want to know how bad it can get, well, I think that's how bad it can get. It's not that bad here, but it gets pretty bad. And then, of course, the question is, well, why really? Okay, so we know that police can get away with murder. I mean, we're not even being facetious or sarcastic, that police can get away with murder. But the question is, who does that benefit, and why does it occur? So we're going to keep digging until we try to get some of the answers. But for a little bit of civic background, I'm going to read you a quote taken from the Nuremberg trials. Of course the people don't want war, but after all, it is the leaders of the country who determine the policy, and it is always a simple matter to drag the people along, whether it's democracy, a fascist dictatorship, or a parliament, or a communist dictatorship. Voice or no voice, the people can always be brought to the bidding of the leaders. That is easy. All you have to do is tell them they are being attacked and denounce the pacifists for lack of patriotism. So, if we got that kind of stuff going on in our country, then this whole scenario starts to make a little more sense. Well, police are in control, and if you don't like it, well, good luck to you. But we need to figure out what the motivation for some of that stuff. Now, here's a fictional quote by Caesar, but, fictional quotes can have some value, so I'm going to read this one just because it's so cool. Beware the leader who bangs the drums of war in order to whip the citizenry into a patriotic fervor. For patriotism is indeed a double-edged sword. It both emboldens the blood just as it narrows the mind. And when the drums of war have reached a fever pitch, and the blood boils with hate, and the mind has closed, the leader will have no need to seize the rights of the citizens. Rather, the citizens, infused with fear and blinded by patriotism, will offer up all of their rights unto the leader and gladly do so. How do I know? For this is what I have done, and I am Caesar. Well, now, maybe that's what's going on in our country.
David, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay.
You bet. Have a good night, sir.
You too.
Thank you. Folks, anybody else want to engage the council? Welcome.